Hey everyone, welcome to Steph and Key TV. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps our channel. And please let me know what you thought of today's video. All right, Atlanta, let's get into it. So we open with everyone getting ready for Cynthia's wedding. Cynthia is talking to Noelle. They're getting massages. She's talking to Noelle about being nervous about the hurricane coming. Porsha's talking to her sister Lauren. She's just nervous about seeing Dennis, but she wants to make sure that she's the best dressed because when you see your ex, you have to look good. And Drew is with that husband of hers and their kids, and she has an interesting wig on. I be trying to ride for you, Drew. This wig, I don't know. So we're back at Cynthia's place. A lot of her family and Mike's family's in town, so they're at Cynthia's house. And Eva comes over. We haven't seen her in a while, so we see Eva. They're reconnecting, and it's just interesting that like Eva used to throw shade at Cynthia like two maybe 3 seasons ago, and now Eva is a bridesmaid in Cynthia's wedding. So it's like, see y'all, all women aren't petty. We can even like be friends and be in each other's weddings after like not getting along. So it's really interesting how it's like shifted, the dynamic has shifted, but I'm glad that they are still friends. Cynthia is talking about all the heat she's getting for throwing this big wedding during a pandemic, and I mean, girl, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just not on her side with this, but it is what it is. We're going forward with this wedding. And then Kenya pops up, so we're going to see, you know she's going to talk about Bolo, so you know it's coming. So Candy comes, and you know all the ladies got to talk about like Bolo and the stripper gate. Cynthia is like, look, I don't care anymore. She's like, I'm done with Bolo. I don't want to hear about Bolo no more. She's like, I want to live happily ever after with my husband. I got this wedding to deal with. I don't care. So Cynthia's done with it, and I don't blame her. Eva wants to know. She's like, people spread lies about me, so why can't we like hear about those lies about them? Candy's like, people spread lies about me too. So then it seems like Candy's a little more free about talking about, what did you see on the coffee table? I saw lips in certain places. So she's starting to spill a little more. I mean, she already spilt some to Don Juan. So the other ladies go inside, and it's just Kenya and Candy, because Kenya's been spilling like the whole time. We know she's been spilling, like, and she was spilling while the ladies were there. But now it's just Kenya and Candy, and she's like, thank you, Candy, for not leaving her out there by herself, out to dry. Because she knows that if it's just her talking about it, Kenya, then the ladies can say whatever and make up lies and say they didn't have nothing to do with it, and Kenya's lying. But she has more people talking about it, like Marlo did, and now Candy's been talking about it, then it makes her more credible. And the producers are just like, why do you even care? And I feel like Kenya doesn't care as much, as she knows that if it was her, like if she had done this, they would be talking about it. Everybody would be talking about it. So she feels like, hey, if you had caught me doing some mess, you would talk about it. So I caught you doing some mess, so I'm going to talk about it. And she's not letting it go. She's not going to let it go all season, and she's not going to let it go at the reunion. She's just not going to let it go. So we just have to get used to the fact that Kenya's going to talk about it until the end of time. I do want to mention the fact that Candy said that, you know, Tanya brought up the fact that she was in Porsha's room. She doesn't want to ruin Tanya's relationship. But I feel like just the fact of Candy bringing up that she doesn't want to ruin Tanya's relationship, she's making it seem like Tanya did something. Like, if you don't want to ruin Tanya's relationship, you shouldn't say anything at all. But you're saying that because she told on herself, and that the fact that she was in Porsha's room, then that makes her complicit and she did something. And I just feel like you're being a part of ruining her relationship by talking about it, Candy. So like, you want to get out of this somehow, but you're in it, so just be in it. So the nieces want to have a judgment-free party at Shamia's house. I still don't like Shamia. I still don't like her. I don't. I gave her a try And now no, I'm going back to not liking her. But I think it's hilarious they're having a judgment-free party when, isn't that what Porsha did with you, Shamia? She judged you and was a part of the spreading of the lie with Phaedra that you had a threesome with Candy and Todd. Wasn't that like a judgment thing? But like, girl, y'all want to be best friends again? Go ahead. So it's Shamia, Drew comes over. They have like their little shirts from their alter egos from the dungeon party, and Porsha comes, Marlo comes, and they're sitting and they're chatting about Kenya, still talking about the Bolo thing. The ladies are mad at Marlo for using like the same little hashtag that Kenya used on her Insta stories. Marlo was like, it was a coincidence. She was like, you and Shamia be posting the same stuff, and they're like, well, yeah, but we're best friends, so we're gonna do that. Porsha feels like Kenya is using Marlo. She could be. I mean, she does need an ally on her side. She's kind of left out there. I feel like Candy's just now talking about stuff a little bit more with the rest of the girls. So like, Kenya does need people on her side. She does. But I feel like Marlo is her own woman. She still has Kenya blocked. So she doesn't have that much of a hold on her. So I think Portia's just paranoid. And I mean, if they're so fun and free and single, they need to just let it go. And I think she can't because of Tanya. Because we know Tanya's not single. I did like the fact that Marlo said that, like, Portia's not going to regulate who she's friends with. And she said it, like, in front of Porsha. So I did like that. But Porsha keeps trying to say, like, we're not trying to regulate who you're being friends with. Lies. Because they keep giving her a hard time for doing the same stuff that Kenya's doing or for talking to Kenya. And then they're saying, like, we don't care if you're friends with Kenya. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because you keep talking about it in your confessionals. How you feel like Kenya's just using Marlo and Marlo's, like, being used for Kenya's agenda. You care. You do. Toya comes over to join the ladies. Drew's in the bathroom. So when she comes out, she sees Toya there. They're like, having fun. And so Drew is like, I'm going to reciprocate the same energy I get. So they're dancing, having a good time. They hug each other. It seems fine. So then the ladies get some drinks, and Toya's like, well, I can't drink because Drew said every time she sees me, I'm never sober. And I'm just like, Toya, I thought Drew held on to stuff. Like, girl, you have to let it go. You have to let it go. So, like, now they're deciding to play, what is it, Truth or Dare Jenga? So, like, I've never seen this before, but it's like these Jenga blocks. They're huge. But when you pick one to move the piece, you also have to read off, like, either the dare or the question to do your truth. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm going to have to find that because that looks like kind of fun. But the question for Toya is, who would you smash out of who's here tonight? And she says Drew, and then she starts dancing up on Drew, and I feel like Drew and Toya have some sexual tension because they're either at each other's throats or like dancing up on each other and all over each other, and like it's just like, girls, Lord, calm down. Like they're either like it's no in between. It's like fighting or like up on each other. And I'm just feeling some sexual tension between them. So then Drew has to imitate Shamia. So she does like a twerk dance. And then Marlo has to run around the room topless. I did not think that Marlo was going to do it like at all. Like this does not seem like a Marlo thing. I mean, she didn't take off her top completely, but she lifted it up and was running around with her titties out. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Like I was not expecting Marlo to do that. And then Toya starts imitating Porsha with her booty sticking out because that's how she imitated Porsha's walk perfectly. But now Toya is talking about like, we just want to have fun and they're putting us on blast. And Porsha's like, well, that was your girl. So Toya says that B. Scott posted about the mess between Porsha and Tanya and the stripper. And Kenya has admitted that she only talks to B. Scott and like TMZ as far as like giving out dish. So this points only to Kenya for the B. Scott press. about the situation. So Porsha saying it's not true, but I feel like Tanya told on herself, so we all feel like it's true. Sorry, Porsha. So Porsha and Shamia feel like Toya leaked the rumor because they're like, why are you here asking us questions to perpetuate this lie? And so then Toya's like, let's change the subject. They're like, no, let's keep it on the subject because you keep bringing it up. And then so like Toya's like, all right, let's stay on the subject then. So then Drew jumps in and is like, you are jumping on Kenya's hashtag with the whole "it wasn't me" thing. And Toya's like, I don't even care. And Drew says, you do care because you brought up about me bumping and grinding on the stripper. And so Toya's like, you're the one who said that I don't care about marriage and stuff. And she's like, well, what kind of woman are you bumping and grinding on the stripper? And Drew jumps in and says, you're just mad because your husband's trying to cancel your ass. This is turning left real quick. Toya says, that's why your marriage is struggling. Drew's like, I have a perfect marriage. Girl, let me stop you on that one because, first of all, no one has a perfect marriage. And girl, your marriage, whew, from what we've seen on this show, no, Drew. No, not with that husband of yours. No. Zip your lips. Drew is just going off. I have a perfect husband. I have a perfect wig. I have 3 perfect children. And she's coming. She starts standing up. LaToya forever. No, LaToya never, ever, ever. Keep my name out your mouth. And then Toya stands up. They're just going at each other. This is like turned into such a mess. Like Porsha's just sitting there like what happened? So LaToya keeps bringing up the fact that you were doing what you were doing, and Drew's like, well, you don't want nobody to put out what you were doing. Toya's like, you're just mad because you were dancing all up on Bolo, and Drew's like, yep, I was dancing on him. He had me on the table, making my ass clap, and my husband loved it. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. So the ladies have settled down. Porsha's like, okay, bring it back. Maybe, like, the delivery's effed up, but, like, what were you trying to say? So, like, Toya's just, I guess, now mad at Kenya again about spreading the rumors to the B. Scott. She's like, I didn't do it. I feel like Kenya did. The shady editors run it back. Kenya did say that if it was a B. Scott or Team Z, it would be her running to the blogs. So we know it was Kenya. So then Toya's like trying to defend Kenya, but then she's like telling her business. So she's like, I just feel like Kenya's going through a hard time. She's getting a divorce. Her husband wants alimony. And it's like, what in the world? Like, she did not want the rest of the ladies to know. And here you are running your mouth. Even Drew had to check her and be like, okay, just be careful what kind of information you're divulging. Like, you're telling her business. And Drew and Kenya don't even get along. And she had the sense to know, like, Toya, what are you doing? What are you doing? So then Toya's like, okay, well, I mean, she's going through a divorce. And Porsha, you would know because you went through a divorce. And Porsha's like, well, damn. She's like, we can't go to church together because if you go up there telling your testimony, you're probably telling my testimony too. Like, a mess. Like, Toya, stop giving her drinks because it's just like word vomit with this girl. So they're not getting through to Toya. So they just decide to start playing the game again. And then Shamia decides she don't want to play the game anymore. So she just knocks it over and ruins it. I'm like, these women, I'd rather be with the aunties. Because, Lord, like, we can't even finish the game. We can't have a good time and have drinks without people fighting and acting a mess. Like, nah. I'd rather hang out with the aunties. So all of the ladies are getting ready for Cynthia's wedding. It's 10/10/2020. And she's made up with her mom. And they're doing better because the dad is not coming to the wedding. Even though Cynthia went ahead and invited him, he doesn't feel comfortable coming. Works out perfectly for Cynthia. Candy's getting ready. We see Derek J. We haven't seen him in seasons. So that was nice to see him. Kenya's getting ready. Porsha looks stunning. But she's worried about the whole situation with Dennis coming, and it's whatever. Ugh. But then we see, like, because Bravo decided not to shoot the footage of Cynthia's wedding because of, like, all the people going to be there, and just because of the pandemic, they decided not to shoot. But they are using Cynthia's home footage, which I hope they paid her well for, because I'm like, if you ain't gonna be shooting and I gotta use my own footage, you better be paying me a nice chunk of change for it. So hope she got paid well. Cynthia looks beautiful. She looks beautiful. She's just talking about Mike and saying all these nice things about him, and you could just tell this is like night and day compared to her last wedding and marriage with Peter. It's like completely different. We see some of the older housewives. Well, not older housewives, but we see Giselle from Potomac. We didn't need to see her. We see Sheree. She's an old housewife. If you've been watching, you know all about Sheree. So Sheree's there, and it's just like, I like when we get to see past housewives. We didn't need to see Giselle though. Keep her gone. But everybody just looks beautiful. We see Mike's daughter. She looks stunning, and this is going to be a beautiful wedding, even though it's in the middle of a pandemic and you have all of these people here. Girl. So now we see the bridesmaids. Candy looks pretty. Very simple. I feel like more could have been done, because I feel like Candy's beautiful and she usually looks more zhuzhed up, but it's very simple. She looks pretty. Eva is stunning, as always. I didn't like the hair, but her face. Kenya looks amazing. I did not like her dress. I did not like it, but she looks stunning. I forgot to say that Mal, Cynthia's sister, looks stunning as well. Cynthia and Noelle have a sweet little moment before she walks up to Mike, and I thought that was really nice and beautiful. And then they do their vows. I feel like Mike's vows were better. And then they kiss, and now they're married. Woohoo! Let's get on with this reception in the middle of a pandemic. I'm gonna keep bringing this up because I'm annoyed that she did this. So everybody's dancing and having a good time, and then Eva. It sounds like Eva is talking to somebody about the rumors with the whole bolo stripper thing, but we can't see her talking to whoever she's talking to. We just hear it, and I'm like, hot mic, Eva, hot mic. Stop talking. But then Cynthia and Mike have, Cynthia's changed into her reception dress, and Cynthia and Mike are having their first dance, and that's it. I guess they didn't have enough for the rest of the reception footage, but that's all we get. We see Karen Huger from Potomac, and we saw Claudia Jordan, past housewife of Atlanta, and I think that's all we saw, and that was it. Now we're moving on to Porsha and Dennis. I'm like, this is what we have to end on? Ugh, I do not want to see his face. I mean, what can I say about Porsha and Dennis that hasn't already been said? She told us that she picked this man because he has money. So when you pick a man who has, based off of having money, and then you convince yourself to fall in love with him, because I'm sorry, Dennis is not attractive. He doesn't seem like that nice. And you picked him because he has money. You felt like he was going to take care of you. Cool. So now you have a baby with him. So now you're tied to him. However you want to cut it off emotionally, you can't, because you had a baby with him. And what did he do while you were pregnant? He cheated on you. Even though you swore up and down, you told everybody to stay out of your business. He was a great guy. They need to mind their own business. Fine. It's whatever. They minded their business. He cheated on you. They were right. You were wrong. You're stuck with this man. You're tied to this man who cheated on you while you were pregnant. Probably kept cheating on you because there was more rumors and photos and videos. I mean, I don't know. And now you guys keep going back and forth. Whatever. I mean, you have a kid with him, so you're going to be tied to him no matter what. I just hope that she can find a healthy relationship and let this man go. That is it for this episode. Please let me know what you thought in the comments below. Please like this video and click that notification bell so you're in the know when I release a new video, and subscribe because I would love to have you a part of Steph and Key TV. Stay safe, everyone. Bye.